people. Welcome to the Girl Your Brand's a Big Deal podcast. And I'm super excited that we have another phenomenal guest. You know, it's not often that we have gentlemen that grace our presence. So I'm super excited that I have my pal, my business partner, sometimes when he acting right, Ryan McCrary, the funnel doctor. I'm super excited. So we can have some conversations about marketing, advertising, paid ads, and all the things that encompass digital marketing. So I'm excited. How you doing, Ryan?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me. Excited to be here. It's a nice setup y'all got in here too. So thank you for the invitation. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you for saying yes to being here. So tell us a little bit more about who you are and what you do.
I'm Ryan McCrary, the funnel doctor coming from Philadelphia, PA. So I run a digital marketing agency. We specialize in funnels, of course, also paid advertising, email automation, and so forth. And we help creative entrepreneurs grow and scale online using sales funnels and paid advertising. So we help people go from 0 to 6 figures, 6 to 7 figures. And then we have a number of 8-figure clients as well, helping them grow their business online and just get more leads and get more sales.
Get more leads and get more sales. So before, let's go back. Let's go way back because I like to know the tea, right? I like to go
I don't know how far you want to go back, but
how far are we going? We're going to go.
I'm open book. You know what I'm saying?
We're going to go back to before you became the funnel doctor. You were doing some different things before you transitioned into entrepreneurship. That's one of the things I love about your story is this transition from what you were doing before. I would say even pre-entrepreneurship to the funnel doctor.
Yeah.
Can you give us like that timeline of how you got started in business and even what you were doing before you started in business to now being the funnel doctor?
Yep. So I went to college at Temple University in Philadelphia. I have a bachelor's degree in sociology. Most people don't know that because it's like completely different from what I actually do now. So I went to school for sociology, and after college, it was around 2010, 2011. So like right after the 2008 recession. So it was difficult to find a job in my field. So it was a lot of jobs in like social services, social work, which I didn't really want to do anyway. But I just had really, really difficult finding a job and just, finding a career. And I really honestly had no intentions to become an entrepreneur. Like prior to, me becoming an entrepreneur was like go to school, you graduate, you get a job, you work for 30 years, you retire, you live off your 401k and so forth. So that was the plan. So the first job that I did get out of college was with Prudential Financial, working with annuities and insurance products and so forth. And then I worked at another company called Vanguard, where I actually started learning about finance and working in the finance industry. So I had my securities licenses, like my Series 7, Series 63 licenses. And that was my first introduction into corporate America. And it was a great experience at first, making good money, benefits, 401k. But as I was working there for a number of years, I started to hate my job. And I knew that like I had a deep passion for I knew this is not what I was supposed to do with my life. Like it literally was just something of like, you're not supposed to be here. Like you have a deeper purpose in life. You have more that you can give to the world. And it literally just kept like itching at me every single day. And then I decided to, leave the job, leave the corporate plantation. Well, I was exited from the corporate plantation. To be real, we can talk about that. And then I literally dove headfirst into entrepreneurship. And I did not know anything what I was doing. I was very naive going into business, into entrepreneurship. Don't let anybody gas you or hype you on Instagram. I'm like, oh, become your own boss and quit your job and become an entrepreneur. You can do that, but you want to make sure you are definitely prepared, because I was not prepared of how difficult it is to actually start a business from scratch and grow it and get consistent revenue as a business owner. It's very, very difficult if you have no formal business training or any business training whatsoever. But I dove head first. And then the first venture I had was basically in the finance space, since that was my professional background in finance. Working with investments and stocks and mutual funds and everything like that, multi-million-dollar clients, working in corporate. My first business was actually around financial literacy and just teaching Black people, African Americans around wealth and, investments and stock market stuff. I wrote a book. That was my first book, actually. I wrote a book. I had courses and stuff. And in the midst of that, I really started to learn digital marketing because, again, I ain't have my job anymore. So it's like, yo, you got to make money. You got to pay bills. You got kids to feed. So I had to learn how to, market as an entrepreneur and build funnels and just really how to make money online as an entrepreneur. So I dove into headfirst into digital marketing. And then I just actually started my agency after that.
Okay. I love it. The financial literacy piece. And you still are definitely about financial literacy and
Absolutely,
empowering
100%.
Black folks and then you just identified that you had this skill set. So what was the thing that said, okay, I'm going to transition and shift from financial literacy to digital marketing? What was the thing that said, okay, I'm doing it and it's going to work?
It was a transition. It happened kind of gradually. So, when I first started my entrepreneur journey, again, I was just known for like finance and financial literacy and stuff. And again, I just started learning digital marketing, implementing digital marketing for myself. And I really just honestly started liking it. Like, it was like I was passionate about it. Like, I learned like online marketing and funnels and landing pages and automation, ads and traffic. And like, I just literally started like reading everything, conferences, webinars. Like, I just literally started reading a lot. And then in the midst of that, it was like just having conversations with other people, with other entrepreneurs and everything like that. It was like, oh, like I'm running this ad, but it's not working. I'm like, let me take a look at it. I can fix that for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to do this landing page. I'm in Klaviyo or I'm in ClickFunnels or whatever, but like, I don't know how to do this. Like, I'm so frustrated. I'm like, let me go in there. Let me doctor some stuff up for you. Let me just go in and just, cause I already kind of knew the skill. So it literally was just me like indirectly kind of helping people because like I had the skill set. And then it was like, people were like, do you want to actually do this as a business? Like, do you want to actually build an agency? And I was like, I don't know. Cause I was like, I don't know nothing about running an agency. I don't know that actual business model. So I was kind of torn. And then at one point, I was talking to my guy, shout out to Dante Stevens from ATL. Shout out to Dante. He was like, yo, you gotta make a decision. It was like, you can't do both. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you're going to do the financial stuff. If you're going to do that, like you got to, keep doing that or whatever. Or you're going to do this marketing stuff. You're going to build this agency of like, you have to make a decision. Like you cannot do both. So I thought about it long and hard. And I was like, I want to build an agency. I became the funnel doctor. Got logos created. We got trademarks now, like everything like that. So I literally just made a decision like, this is the business. This is the company. We completely shifting. I know who I'm targeting. I know who my avatar is. And I am the funnel doctor. And this is our company. And this is how we're moving forward.
Wow. Because a lot of people, you started off with an expertise that you had, a skill set in. You had these financial brands that you had worked for that people know and credibility in that space. But then you acquired this skill set and people are like, wait a minute, you know something.
Right.
And we like this something that you know. And then you came to this crossroad and you're like, okay, a decision has to be made. We either going with the apples or we're going with the oranges. And then you just went full steam ahead. And as a result of you going full steam ahead, what are some of the things that have happened in your business because you were like, I'm the funnel doctor? This other person before is not there no more. What happened?
A lot. So, I mean, we've definitely grossed over 7 figures in sales collectively since I made that decision like 3-4 years ago. Just, built a lot of relationships, just a lot. Like over the last 3-4 years of building an agency of like, we just got really, really clear on who I served, what I wanted to do, what we offered and so forth. That was something that I really, really struggled with in business when I first started. So I started my company in 2016 before years before the funnel doctor. So like I've been in this game almost 8 years now total. You know what I'm saying? But like the first 3-4 years, like I struggled a lot, like a lot. Cause like I said, I didn't know anything about business. I didn't know anything about entrepreneurship. I just didn't know anything. And I also wasn't clear on what I offered, who was my avatar. I just didn't have that clarity of like, oh, well, everybody needs financial literacy. Everybody needs this or that, everything like that. But once, we started the agency, then I was crystal clear on like, number one, like we serve entrepreneurs. So if you're not an entrepreneur, if you don't have a business, we already getting rid of people like that. We know specifically like what we offer. This is what we offer. This is the price. This is the deliverables and so forth. And we really, really understood our avatar. So now we know like majority of our clients are women, 35 to 55. They're professionals or subject matter experts. They're doctors, they're lawyers, they're accountants. They sell digital products. They're certain experts in their field, but they don't know how to necessarily grow online. So really, really getting that clarity is like huge. If you're struggling right now in your business or you're not where you want to be, it may be because you don't have that clarity. But since I made that decision, like we've grossed over 7 figures in sales. We built a lot of relationships, a lot of partnerships. I've spoken on a lot of stages. I wrote another book, networking with a lot of people. So like, it's been a lot that's happened since then.
It's been a lot. Let's talk a little bit more about, you branded yourself as the funnel doctor, but for our folks that might not even know what a funnel is, what is a funnel?
Great question. So a funnel is basically a step-by-step process that allows you to sell your products and services. So I know when I first got started in business, again, I didn't, think about what I offered as like a system from like, hey, I'm interested of actually, interested in what you offer to actually becoming a paying customer. So it's that journey. You may also hear it referred to as like the customer journey, but it's basically just a process that you take people through from them becoming a lead to actually becoming an actual paying customer or client.
Okay. So how do we know we need a funnel?
If you want customers. People just,
wait, you're going to have to break that down a little bit more.
For real, like, well,
you want customers?
Yeah, I'm
you
like,
need a funnel. You need a funnel.
Right. People are like, what does the business need a funnel? Well, does your business need customers? Does your business need money? You know what I'm saying? So if you don't, okay, go out of business and go back to your job. Like, for real. You know what I'm saying?
It is just plain and simple. So the Funnel Doctor agency does funnels, builds funnels, and paid advertising. Let's segue into paid advertising. How do we know we need paid ads? And let's talk about that, because that's a big challenge for a lot of entrepreneurs, even for me, to wrap my brain around sometimes paid ads.
You need traffic. You need visitors. You need eyeballs, everything like that. Stop being the best kept secret in your market. So a lot of people, another pitfall is like, you have a great product or service, but nobody even knows about it. So that's what the paid ads do. It brings traffic to your website, your landing page, your funnel, your offer, whatever it is. You need consistent traffic. You need consistent eyeballs. If you want to be successful online, you have to have paid traffic. Now, that doesn't mean you have to just do Facebook ads, but you need paid traffic, whatever that is. That may be getting on a podcast that has your avatar, ideal listeners, getting access to someone's email list, getting access to someone's Instagram page or Facebook group, like whatever it is, like you just need traffic. And I believe in a holistic approach to traffic, like not just quote unquote Facebook ads, even I love Facebook ads, Instagram ads, but you need paid traffic because you cannot just rely on organically. I don't care how many followers you got. You're only going to reach a small percentage of the people that actually follow you. So you cannot just depend on organic traffic. I don't care who watching. I don't want to say no name, no blame, but don't just depend on organic traffic. You need paid traffic.
You need paid advertising. This is like a mountain and a hill he just gonna stay on. So make sure. So the next question people are gonna ask is about, well, how much should we be spending on paid ads? Okay, you told me I need to be running ads. So what budget? What's this budget? I know you get that question a lot. So let's talk about it.
It depends. In my Lamar Tyler voice. Shout out to Lamar, my guy. It depends. It does though, because it's real. People always ask me that, but it's really a trick question, because it's like, oh, how much can you afford? What's the campaign? What's the offer? But I always like to start of like, what's the goal? Because you may say, how much should I spend? And I'm like, all right, well, spend 10,000. But you're like, well, I only want, 200 new people on my list. All right, well, then spend 1,000. You know what I'm saying? Or it's like, I want a $50,000 launch. All right, well, how much you want to spend? Well, my budget is 500. The math ain't math. So it really depends. Like a rule of thumb, I say like at least 1,500, 2,000, 3,000 a month at least. But it really depends on like, what is your goal? Are you just running a lead magnet challenge? Is it an event? Are you selling something? Are you e-commerce? You getting people in your products? Is it a quiz funnel? Like really depends on what your goal is. And then once you know like, okay, well, my sales goal is I want to make X, or I want X amount of leads. Then I can be like, all right, well, based on your goal and what you're trying to accomplish, I recommend you spend this.
So Ryan, I did run an ad, but it was a boost post. Facebook told me.
My heart.
They told me if I paid $10, $15, they was going to get me in front of people. But nothing happened from that.
They lied to you. They just want to take your money. I do not want to boost, because it's for many different reasons. Number one, it's like you can't set up the ad efficiently like how you would want to. You want to do everything in the Facebook Ads Manager, business.facebook.com, business.facebook.com. And yeah, I don't think you can use your pixel in a boost. I don't think you can do like the targeting like you want. I just don't boost.
So don't boost, according to the Funnel Doctor. Put that money into the actual ads manager so that you can get more insights and analytics to know what you're actually doing. So I will say Ryan definitely runs my ads, and we have spent a lot of money on Facebook. I didn't pay somebody's salary at Facebook. Okay.
We done collectively probably spent like $500,000.
Oh,
we probably have, both of us together. I've spent over 6 figures in ads. You know what I'm saying?
I've spent 6 figures in ads too.
So you spend multiple. I spent at least over 100, 150. I don't know if I spent 2 yet, but at least 150,000. I know you spent like.
I didn't spend.
Collectively in ads? We probably total like 500K.
Not 200.
Let me go
I
check.
think it's under 200.
Nah,
We're going to check the ads manager tonight and see. So we almost pushing over $300,000 collectively.
Yeah, just us two.
We just paid somebody's salary. But let's talk about the result of that, because people think that we spent that yesterday. That's over time. So what gave you the courage to spend more on ads? Like, what was the result? And even for me, we could talk about that too.
Well, one of my biggest just specific campaigns, and it's something that I always break down now. I talk about it a lot when I speak now, is like funnel stacking. So that is going to be the key to your success with Facebook ads, funnel stacking. So I got one campaign and we spent like over $50,000 just specifically on this campaign. So the campaign was going just to my $47 sales funnel course. So we spent $50,000 specifically just on this campaign, and it was going again to my $47 sales funnel course. From just course sales, we made $25,000. So you're like, that math ain't mathing. You spent $50K on this campaign. You only made $25K back on this campaign. So we in the red for $25K, but we funnel stacked. We put another funnel on the back of that funnel. So after someone bought the course, on the thank you page, we would have a button where you click to schedule a call. And out of everyone that came through that funnel, you came through the sales funnel, course funnel. Now you're coming through an appointment funnel. So out of everyone that came through that funnel and booked calls, we closed over $250,000 in new clients that came through that funnel. So now that 50K is like 5X now to 250K just by funnel stack. So that's when it's like, all right, well, I should have spent more. You know what I'm saying? So you really have to make sure your back end is intact. So it's just so much. We can really go deep on that. But as I'm learning more and more and just testing a lot of stuff and running a lot more ads, it really comes down to that and the lifetime value. Because people will be like, oh, well, I spent $1,000 or whatever and I made half back or none back or some back or whatever. But like how, what was the lifetime value? Like your leads, did you convert them? If someone did buy something, did they buy again? Or they repeat buyers? Can you upsell them? Like whatever. So you may get a lead for $10 and they spend $1,000, but then they stay on with you recurring. So that actually became $10,000. So like you spend $10 on someone that spent you $10,000. If you're tracking lifetime value, you're looking at your CRM and stuff like that. So it really depends on having that back end intact and doing funnel stacking.
Funnel stacking in the back end intact. And I think
we had to have a pause there. We had to pause that.
That's the Philly in him, okay? It's disrupting our flow on the podcast. One of the things, that I think I would say one of my business regrets was that I did not run ads early enough. Yeah. Like in 2014, when the world was good back then, ads was real good back in the day. Corporate. 2014, 2016, I could have been running them. And I think every time we kind of have these conversations, because we also have mutual clients, I think the conclusion always is we should have ran more. We should have spent more. We're like, darn it.
Absolutely.
We should have spent more money. So for the person who is thinking about running ads, and for me, I knew that I needed somebody else who had a higher level understanding of Facebook ads, because that ain't my day job. Okay, I can't. At some point, when you're spending more money, we're talking about 5 figures, 6 figures. You got to get someone who has an understanding that's in Ads Manager, who can connect with Facebook and call them if there's a problem, because at a certain point, there's a cap. And I knew I was reaching my cap, and that's how we got kind of connected, because I was like, I can't do this anymore and I need someone else to kind of help me. So what advice would you give to someone who maybe they have a kind of a idea, a knowledge of Facebook ads, but they know that they've reached their cap and it's time for them to release that and invest in an ads manager?
Hire a funnel doctor. Listen, what you waiting for? You know what I'm saying? That's what I would say, because honestly, I mean, even if it's not me, just hire somebody. But because you don't want to just waste so much more time and money, and the platform changes so rapidly. We may go in today and see something. We log in again tomorrow. The whole totally interface doesn't change. Things are different places. They're named different stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I would really suggest also, because like you said, if that's not your lane, you want to stay as the subject matter expert in whatever you do. So you trying to go in there and be on Facebook ads and optimize and look at it and check it every hour, whatever the case may be, that's taking you off your square of what you're doing as an entrepreneur, unless you're an agency owner. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would say.
You really want to just outsource it to somebody who's an expert, because it can become a lot. And running your own ads is not a short feat And that's probably why when I gave up, I had finally figured out how to run them. And then Facebook changed again. I said, you know what? I'm done. They're not going to disrespect me no more. I'm out. So then I went to, working with Ryan and his agency. You've mentioned running an agency and owning an agency a couple of times. And what some people may not know about me is I also have an agency. And our agency, don't make your faces like that. In our agency, we do a lot of collaborative work together. And I will say running an agency ain't easy. So, and I look to Ryan a lot of times when he's running his agency for like support and feedback. I think he does a great job of management. So what's your tips and feedback for someone who might be an agency owner that wants to grow?
Yeah, project management is like, I could literally be like a project manager at a Fortune 500 company now because the stuff that I know for real. Cause like, that's like main thing is like project management. You know what I'm saying? Because there are like too many agencies out here that I've seen or people have told me about. I'm like, you pay them and then they run off, or you got to chase them down, or they don't deliver, or they take too long, or whatever the case may be. So I would say, yeah, project management is key. Delegation. You need a really good project manager or account manager. That's what we kind of call people now. We've more so account managers now than project managers. But yeah, you just need someone who's really, really efficient of like onboarding, being really, really clear on the deliverables. Because people will try to scope creep like I don't want to cuss on your platform, but people will try to scope creep of like, hey, well, we started this is what we're doing. And then, well, could you do this or that or that? And they're like, oh, that's not what we talked about. That is not in the agreement, all that stuff. So from A to Z of like, number one, even if you're on a sales call, identifying if this is going to be a right fit or not. That's step number one. Because I can talk to someone for 10 minutes, 5 minutes and be like, you're not going to be a good fit. Even if they got money, even if they meet the money threshold, they're not going to be a good fit. You're going to be getting on my nerves. I'm getting on my team nerves, like whatever it is, like I'm good. I will gladly say no or give you a refund if we bring you on. So number one is trying to identify that as much as possible on the discovery call. Once they sign on, being very, very crystal clear on the agreement of like literally outlining X, Y, and Z of like, this is what recovers, this is what the deliverables are. And then also having something in there of like, if you go ghost, if you do not respond to our communications, there's going to be a fee because we will archive your project within X amount of days. That number one, being clear on that, having a smooth onboarding. So once you actually do have the client, they sign on, agreements tight, everything like that. Having a tight onboarding, getting everything you need up front. Because another thing that's major in the agency world is like chasing people down to even start the project. Of like, we can't even get started because you ain't give us access or logos or whatever it is that we need to actually do our job. And then throughout the process, just, having communication open, making sure they're responding, reviewing stuff, and then doing what you need to do to close the project out. And then of course, having stuff, recurring services where you offer them. So it's not just a one-time project. You definitely want that monthly recurring revenue.
I will say that like Ryan has these like procedures and policies. I'm more like lenient. And then he always like, see, you need a system. You need a process. What's wrong with you? He always
Don't try to Facebook message me.
Don't be talking about what.
But if you have my number somehow, don't be texting me about
trash
project.
about me.
Don't be sending me no Facebook Messenger. Don't even emails. Going through our project management system. Going through our
He's not
my team.
Not for the play.
Whatever the case may be. If you're going ghost, we archiving you. You get 14 days. We archiving you. There's a fee to reactivate your project.
But all these systems and processes really help you move forward and run.
Definitely.
So if you really want to run a business or stand on business this year, we got to have better systems. And one of the things that I appreciate about you is I've even asked him, I'm like, listen, can you train my team? So he's available. He might be available to train some teams out there because it's definitely a skill set that you have of like being organized and being strategic and understanding systems and processes and operations of an agency and how workflows work. So I do appreciate that about you. So you said you had one book, but now you have a new book.
Yes. A lot of people don't even know I had a book before this. A lot of people don't know that.
I don't know about this. I don't have the first book. I got the second book. Tell me about this second book.
So it's the prescription. So everything that we talk about in the Funnel Doctor, we giving y'all the prescription. So it goes over all things funnels, of course, paid ads, a lot of stuff. So like the three main parts that I look at of like your journey or like your campaign is like number one, of course, the funnel. You need a solid foundation. What is a funnel? Maximizing the funnel, upsells, downsells, bumps, cross sells, everything, like the whole anatomy of a funnel. And then from there, the traffic, getting people to it, paid traffic, not just Facebook ads, holistic forms of traffic, list building, lead generation, all that. And then the back end, the automation, the segmentation, the tagging, the follow-up, all that stuff. We had a number of case studies in the book as well from, 8-figure business owners, 7-figure business owners, 6-figure business owners. We got the people in the travel gang in there. We got so many people in there. So shout out to everybody that blessed the book, but was in there just as a case study of like real life stuff that we've done for them in our agency. I mean, it's a great read, so make sure you get it, the prescription.
Go get the prescription, okay? It's available for you. Go make sure.
Yeah, so on Amazon, Book Funnel coming soon.
It's on Amazon. And by the time this is recorded, the book funnel is going to be out there. We'll put the link in the show notes. One of the things and how we actually got connected was through like the value of mentorship. Can you talk about how mentorship has been important to you? How you sought out mentors?
Yeah, it's extremely important. I think as an entrepreneur and a business owner, like you need to have a mentor and you need someone successful to model. I think that's another thing that people like get lost or they don't have that clarity. They don't have, actually, they don't know where they're going because they don't have someone successful they can model. So if you want to be successful, you want to achieve this, who can you actually look at or learn from or build a relationship with that you can actually model and be successful? So yeah, I love mentors. Also just building relationships and around people in different rooms and learning and piggybacking off other stuff and bouncing ideas off other people. So like it's extremely important. If you don't got a mentor, make sure you get a mentor or you might got to buy your mentor.
Pay to play. Get your mentor. You get a mentor. But sometimes the best mentors, you have to make investments.
Of course, absolutely. Like for real.
Yeah. And I think we both made investments in mentorship.
Hundreds of thousands in that as well.
See, you just be saying it like
hundreds of thousands. Absolutely. Ooh. For sure.
Yeah. It is totally worth it. It's an investment that you have a return on investment. What is next for you?
Oh, exit. We're trying to exit for 9 figures. Not playing.
Wait a minute. Is there an offer? Let me find out. Okay.
20%.
Wait a minute, I get 20%. Wait a minute, yeah. Let me leave back in here.
Yeah, I'm playing. So, I mean, the main thing, honestly, we want to keep growing the agency. So we want to get to multiple 7 figures. We want to get to 8 figures. I want to definitely write more books. So I really like, writing books, putting information out there, trying to get on more stages. So we just locked in a speaking engagement, a paid speaking engagement for this year. We just locked that in. More speaking engagements, more stages, and actually just more impact. We want to build more funnels. We've launched over 100 successful funnels, 6 or 7 figure funnels, over 100 successful ones. So we want to like triple that number. We want to hire more people. We love being able to provide opportunities for people in the community and just actually, being able to bring this information to more people. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, especially like in the African-American community and Black business community, we're still not really up on funnels and digital marketing and stuff like we should. We're a lot further than we were, but in other circles and stuff like that, we still trying to catch up even with AI and stuff like that coming out. So we just want to get the information out to more people. We want to help more people grow the business and, be able to provide opportunities and give back as well.
Awesome. So I want you to look in your camera, introduce yourself and tell us why your brand's a big deal.
I'm Ryan McCrary, the Funnel Doctor, and my brand is a big deal because we help people like you grow to actually multiple 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures. So we're basically your partner in this journey and helping you get the result that you're looking for. So my brand is a big deal because we help your brand be a big deal.
And beautiful people, thank you so much for being here for another episode of Girl, Your Brand's a Big Deal. We were here with the Ryan McCrary, the Funnel Doctor, and we'll be back with another amazing episode. So stay tuned and thank you so much. Have a great day.